President Obama just returned home to Washington after a four-nation tour of Asia. His last stop, the Philippines. And that is where we find CCTV's Barnaby.
Well, Mike, President Obama did appear to be more firm when he made his statement of support for the Philippines on Tuesday than when he did on Monday. He mentioned the Mutual Defense Treaty, a decades-long treaty between the Philippines and the United States, as the anchor for the support. He categorically stated that the United States will be behind the Philippines should any conflict break out. A moment of silence as U.S. President Barack Obama pays his respects to Filipino and American soldiers who fought alongside each other during the Second World War and were laid to rest at the American Cemetery in Manila. He also paid tribute to the living, Filipino war veterans and those serving today, heroes, he said, who've been working shoulder to shoulder and will be engaging with each other even more, with the Philippines and the United States having forged a new military agreement.
Yesterday, President Aquino and I agreed to begin a new chapter in our alliance, and under our new agreement, American forces can begin rotating through Filipino airfields and ports. We'll train and exercise together more to bring our militaries even closer and to support your efforts to strengthen your armed forces.
At a news conference with Philippine President Benigno Aquino on Monday, President Obama said America's rebalancing in Asia and its new military agreement with the Philippines are meant to promote peace and stability in the region, not to counter or contain China. But in a speech on Tuesday, his message was clear and strong.
For more than 60 years, the United States and the Philippines have been bound by a mutual defense treaty. Our commitment to defend the Philippines is ironclad, and the United States will keep that commitment, because allies never stand alone.
But on the streets of Manila, it is beginning to look like the old days, when the United States had military bases in the country and anti-American groups tirelessly protested until Congress voted to oust U.S. forces in 1991. More than 20 years later, the Americans are back. These activists say their fight, no matter how unpopular, is just beginning.
Barnaby, let's get back to this statement of support from Obama. What's the general reaction there, would you say?
Well, I mean, this statement, a categorical statement like this, is what Philippine officials have been waiting to hear. They did not hear this on Monday, but they heard it on Tuesday. So obviously, Philippine officials, the Philippine government is happy about this. Now, for Filipinos who are growingly supporting this U.S. military presence here in the Philippines, obviously they're also happy about this. They see the U.S. as a necessary ally of the Philippines in the Philippines' territorial disputes in the South China Sea. But there is concern among critics that this statement of support could be interpreted as being provocative and could cause more problems than becoming a solution in the region. It could escalate the tensions even further, they're saying. Mike?
Necessary ally, but this is a far cry from the 1990s when the Philippines kicked the U.S. military out of its bases at that time. Why do you think it's expanding its role with them now?
I'm sorry, Mike, can you say that again?
Well, you know, the U.S. was kicked out back in the 1990s. Why the change in attitude, would you say?
Oh, well, this is all part of the U.S. Rebalancing here in Asia, and the Philippines also obviously wants the U.S. to be back here mainly because of these territorial disputes in the South China Sea. They want to be able to reinforce their defenses. They want to be able to upgrade their defense capabilities, their maritime surveillance capabilities. And so both sides are saying that this is going to be a mutually beneficial arrangement, with the U.S. being here in the Philippines, more U.S. troops being here in the Philippines, them being able to pre-position their military assets in the Philippines, and the Philippines being able to get more assistance from the United States. Mike?